One of the more cryptic and hidden species on InGen's list has just been confirmed. In Jurassic Park 3, paleontologist Billy Brennan mentions Suchomimus as being something that may have attacked their plane on Isla Sorna, which was always interesting because that animal hadn't even been named until 1998, a few years after the fall of Jurassic Park, so this creature's always had sort of a cryptic and hidden past in relation to not only the lore of the series, but also the wider, real-life paleontological record. Even in lists for the operational theme park on Nublar in the mid-2010s, Suchomimus was confirmed to have lived on the island in what was known as the Cretaceous Cruise, where people could kayak around the carnivorous dinosaurs that hunted in the rivers. What a safe idea! What's going on, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Now for today's video, I wanted to talk about the newest species of dinosaur that has officially come into a Jurassic World story. Suchomimus is one of the species that Jurassic Park fans have been dying to see for literally years, and now, finally, it shows up in the latest Netflix series, but only at the very end. Still, the animal is pretty memorable in this small appearance, and I think it should be in an official movie, attacking a Parasaurolophus and even fighting a Carnotaurus in the show. That fight, by the way, is what actually releases a T.rex at the end of the season. So yeah, that stuff actually did get wild. Now, this animal, in my personal opinion, looks outstanding. In fact, I honestly think it's high time we got to see this model, like done by ILM in live action, because it's been planned for, use in video games and tie-in material for nearly 10 years now, and even in animation, the monstrous animal looks super cool. Speaking of which, this isn't the first time that fans have thought to have seen the Suchomimus before in a Jurassic Park story. If you go way back in the old days of the post-Fallen Kingdom world that Jurassic Park fans were in, you could see early previs footage of something that may have been intended to be a baryonyx, but the snout and skull shape look way more like a Suchomimus, which we know did live on Nublar. This actually got a lot of us excited back in the day. I remember doing a video on it, and James from Jurassic Unicast being kind of stoked to see something like this even in the cards for the franchise, and it looked extremely cool. And all these years later, we get an official Suchomimus design that looks very similar to it, albeit different as well. Now, this is a dinosaur that has a lot of cool science surrounding it. In 2022, a study took bone densities from Suchomimus, the Baryonyx, and Spinosaurus, and they kind of figured that these animals had very different lifestyles. Suchomimus itself is thought to be more adapted to hunting in shallower waters, while the others, a lot of people think may have submerged themselves. Although Spinosaurus' aquatic lifestyle is usually up for debate in the modern day. Suchomimus is something that was pretty much more interested in hunting in shallow water. At least that's what they assume, So this would make for, in my opinion, some killer swamp attack scenes in Jurassic Park movies, particularly if it involved other dinosaurs. Heck, you could even use something like the Deinosuchus coming into contact with the Suchomimus and have a pretty crazy battle underneath the water. I think what makes it so interesting is the fact that now, with the official canonization of a design and model of Suchomimus, you can do some fun stuff with this in an actual movie. The limitations of animation make everything kind of bloodless and not that dark, even with chaos theory, but if you apply it to something like David Koepp's writing, I'm telling you guys, you could get something fun. Suchomimus shows up as this pretty much apex predator that immediately starts attacking people and trying to find something to eat. It's far larger than the Baryonyx in the Jurassic World canon, much to paleontologist Billy Brennan's surprise, I'm sure. The Sucho is actually something that I think is designed uber well. It's more Spinosaur than Baryonyx in appearance, and everything from the shape of the narrow skull to the way the animal moves would look killer in an official movie. I think there's just something really fun about seeing an animal this size attack cars, boats, people, or dinosaurs, and that's because while being way smaller than something like a T.rex, the sequences would be original enough because it's also far larger than something like a Velociraptor. So you could have fun working in that space that hasn't really been explored too much just yet. You could even have something like hunters getting destroyed by a Suchomimus in the middle of an Isla Sorna style environment, but I don't know if it's going to be included in the new movie or anything like that. I just thought it was cool that they finally included this animal in an actual show for the Jurassic World brand. So guys, with that being said, I want to hear what all of you think and what kind of scenes you think would be really cool with the Suchomimus. Do you even like the animal here? Do you think it's an okay design, or would you have something wildly different in the future? Personally, I really I'd love to see more of this thing, like doing attacks and action sequences where it destroys vehicles or something, but that's just my own opinion. Whatever yours happen to be, I'd love to hear all about them in the comments down below. Now, before I go, I want to thank everyone that's helped me build my channel over the years. I'd also like to thank every one of you guys who've watched my stuff. You've all been extremely cool to me. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like and hope that you'll consider subscribing. God bless you all. Christ is King. See you guys in the next video, and as always, take it easy.